David Beckham. I don't know why I said it that way.
Blimey.
He was born
like this the whole time.
He was born on May 2nd, 1975. I've got 7 statements here. The guys are going to have to decipher whether or not those statements are fact or if they are fiction. I've given Lan I'm expecting him to do better here with him being the soccer guy. Or football, if you will. But here we go. First one. Fact or fiction, David Beckham was the youngest player ever to captain England's national team. Frank, fact or fiction?
Oh, well, it's a fact.
Was that a fact?
It's a fact.
Fuck.
Lan?
Fiction.
Lan with the point. While Beckham was relatively young as captain, he was not the youngest. That title goes to, do you remember?
Michael Owens?
Bobby Moore!
Oh, sir.
Look at them sideburns.
I know, right? He became
Shave
captain
those sideburns.
at age 22 back in 1963. Beckham became England's captain in the year 2000 at age 25. And he held the role for 6 years, longer than most. His leadership came during some of England's most dramatic World Cup and Euro moments, and also its most scrutinized. So this question, really more for Lan, is Beckham underrated or overrated as a captain?
Well, they never brought home a World Cup, so overrated.
Overrated!
If you look between his eyes, it looks like he has the Wu-Tang symbol between his eyes.
A little bit, yeah.
What?
The way the skin falls, so either it's the Batman signal or the Wu-Tang sign between his eyes there.
Oh, my screen doesn't accentuate that. Yeah, I can see. No, it looks like the Majin Buu symbol, Lan, right?
Yeah, the Majin Buu. He's evil.
He's evil. It's evil, Bobby
Bobby
Moore.
Moore is evil.
Next up. Ooh, this guy.
Look at that. Good God.
Fact or fiction? David Beckham was once sent off with a red card in the World Cup for kicking another player. Frank.
Yeah, fiction.
Lan.
Is that French?
I guess.
Fiction.
Yeah, it's French.
No, I'm sorry. No points for anybody. That is a fact. During the 1998 World Cup, Beckham was infamously sent off against Argentina for kicking Diego Simeone while lying on the ground. What are we laughing?
Can you transfer back and forth to the guy with the crazy eye, and then this dude just kind of like, meh.
The red card made him. The red card made him one of the most hated men in England, and he faced vicious backlash, including death threats and tabloid shaming. 4 years later, he would redeem himself with a stunning free kick that sent England into the 2002 World Cup.
All right.
I remember watching that match. They showed it on ESPN.
Espen. That was back before we actually really got a lot of it over here.
Yeah.
Or anybody cared.
Now we can thank Lionel Messi for coming over and
Taking over all the Publixes in South Florida.
Yep. Is that what he's doing?
Like he went to his first Publix when he first came here.
Yeah, when he first got here, yeah, I remember.
It threw him for a loop, and then everybody realized that he's going to shop on his own, so they started staking out the Publix in the areas they thought he would be. So
Dude, I haven't lived in Florida in over 10 years, and I still occasionally call the grocery store Publix. Just as a brain fart.
We brainwashed him.
Yeah, he did. All right. It's all Publix now. It's all the boar's head meats, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want that Sammy. All right, here we go. Next up. Fact or fiction? Beckham's iconic free kick technique was actually learned from watching old film of Pele. Frank.
Let's go fact. Why not?
Lan.
Sure, fact.
No, I'm sorry. No points for anybody. That is fiction. Beckham credits his legendary free kick style to endless practice, not old tapes. As a kid,
Liar.
He'd stay behind after training for hours practicing curves and placement until he could hit the corners with machine-like precision.
By the way, have you guys ever made a soccer ball curve when you kick it? Because it used to hurt my foot so damn much that I just said, forget that nonsense.
That's because you're a pussy.
How did you get the technique for it?
I don't know, practice. I was actually pretty good at soccer. I kind of wish I would have stuck with it.
Watching tapes. That's how I did it.
Watching tapes. Land loved
So is
watching
it like
tapes.
you kick with the side of your foot and like kind of roll it up to curve it?
No,
or is
you
it-
hold down R1 and then you press circle.
Right.
Nailed it. 2 points for Land.
Yeah.
Next up, fact or fiction? David Beckham never won a Champions League title. Frank.
It's fiction.
Land.
That's super fiction.
Super fiction. Yeah. Beckham did win the UEFA Champions League with Manchester United back in 1999
And?
as part of the famous treble season. That year, United won the Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League, and Beckham played a huge role, especially with his deadly crosses and set pieces. It's often overshadowed by his brand image, but Beckham was an elite-level footballer before becoming a pop icon.
Look at that early 2000s hair. Holy crap.
So do you?
Wait, he didn't win one with Madrid?
So do you think that he was like essentially the fame off the field overshadows how good he was on the field?
I 100% think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly didn't know who the hell he was until he showed up in the United States to play soccer for LA.
Who's David Beckham? Who's this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh, my God.
Here we go. There's a young one. Fact or fiction? David Beckham once signed the most expensive sports contract in U.S. history. Frank.
Dude, that kid has a punchable face. Fiction.
Land.
Fact.
Land gets the point. In 2007, Beckham signed a 5-year deal with the LA Galaxy worth up to $250 million, which at the time was the largest sports contract in U.S. history. The deal included salary, endorsements, jersey sales, and a share of team profits. He didn't just boost MLS, he transformed it and eventually got the right to own a franchise, Inter Miami, as a part of the deal. Which I believe they also did with Messi. Like, they kind of threw that out there to him as well, where if he came over, they'll let him buy a team. Wasn't that a part of his deal too?
I think.
I don't remember hearing about that.
It's really the only
He
way
had,
that they
like-
can bring that stuff up.
He had
Next
like
up.
a very weird contract where he got like steaks and apple and crap like that.
Steaks and apples? He got food?
Got
He got
apples.
food. He
Granny
loves steaks.
I love me some apples and
With some
steaks.
apples on
With
top. That
Dennis.
sounds delightful.
Yes. It's old Argentinian recipe.
Fact or fiction? David Beckham once played a match with a broken foot and scored the game-winning goal. Frank.
That sounds fact. Let's go with it.
Land.
Sure, fact.
No, it's fiction, but it is close.
What a pussy.
So Beckham famously fractured his metatarsal in 2002, which put his World Cup participation in doubt. He made a miraculous return just in time, and in England's World Cup match versus Argentina, he scored the winning penalty, avenging his 1998 red card. It wasn't with a broken foot during the match, however, but it was damn near a national redemption arc.
That is an ugly foot.
So now this is also going to beg the question, what are some of the best injured athlete performances? Because the one that immediately comes to my mind
Leftwich.
is just the cramps that LeBron had to go through and having to be carried off the court. I mean, I could not believe the sheer pain that this man went through. Can you believe it?
I got two of them. Leftwich and when Paul Pierce shit himself and came back out on the court.
Oh, you mean when he got carted out on the wheelchair because he crapped his pants?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're
Came
going
back
that
out.
route, we could talk about Joe Paterno fucking scooting. Have you seen that, dude? Lane, have you seen that clip?
No, what is it?
The former Penn State head coach Joe Paterno.
Yeah.
I want to say there's still like 3 minutes left in the half or
Yeah,
something
he
like
just started
that.
running.
And all of a
Just
sudden,
started going.
he's just on the field, like going straight to the locker room. And when he comes back out for the second half, he has different pants on.
Crap himself.
I hate laughing at that because that's always one of my fears is pooping myself in public. But
He was like late 70s in that time too.
Michael Jordan, the flu game.
Michael Jordan, the flu game, that's a good one. What about Morgan Barron? He returned to a game after receiving 75 stitches.
God damn.
There was even, and I can't remember who it was. Let me know in the comments because I'm blanking on this. There was a hockey player who I think legitimately died on the bench. Like they had to resuscitate him. And he was like, I want to go back in.
How about Terrell Davis in the migraine Super Bowl?
I think that was all made up. That was all made up. But do you know what one of the most hardcore ones is? And this isn't necessarily about injuring yourself and then coming back in that game. But I'm going to show you guys a picture. Do you know whose hand that is?
Will Chamberlain?
No.
Oh, Ronnie Lott.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
So, dude, he legitimately chose to have his pinky finger amputated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the rumor was that they just lopped it off at halftime. That's not really what happened. Because he got it smashed between two helmets. And then the rumor was legitimately that they just took some tin snips or something. They just popped it right off. But what happened was the pinky was crushed during a game against the Cowboys in 1985. He could have had surgery to repair it, but that would have been a lengthy recovery, putting his 1986 season at risk. So he just chose to take the pinky, sacrifice it to the football gods.
Ronnie Lott is a savage, man.
By the way, another one, if you want to talk about dropping deuces at football games, look up the story of Larry Izzo.
Well, what about the Florida football player in the bowl game that shit himself
What?
a couple years ago? They were in a bowl. It was about, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. It was like Mobile, Alabama or something, and they were playing in a bowl game.
Greenbow,
and the running back,
Alabama! What? Sorry.
And the running back got hit and basically shit himself. And he went to the sideline and they put up towels so he could change his pants. And all the Florida fans are trying to say, no, it was mud. It was totally mud. It's
no, if you get hit wrong, dude, if you get hit wrong, you'll soil yourself. My former kickboxing instructor told me a story about how he kicked some guy. And it was during practice. It wasn't even an actual, they were sparring, and he kicked a guy right where you don't want to be kicked, and the guy essentially shit himself in the gym. But yeah, look up Larry Izzo. I can't remember if it was when he was with the Patriots. I think it was, where he had to go to the bathroom. And so he just took one of those buckets and just took a shit in it on the sideline.
I Google searched Larry Izzo, and the second thing that came up was Larry Izzo poop.
Nailed it. All right, final one here for David Beckham. Fact or fiction, David Beckham once trained with an NFL team to explore becoming a professional kicker. Frank.
Man, I could see that happen, but that picture just makes it seem like it would be fiction.
Lan?
Fiction.
It is fiction, but it almost happened. In 2007, the New England Patriots reportedly reached out to Beckham's team to gauge his interest in trying out as a kicker. Beckham said he was flattered, but declined, adding that he could probably hit field goals. He didn't want to take hits from NFL players. Don't blame him. It never went further than a conversation, but it is a wild what-if moment in sports crossover history. Which always reminds me of when you talk about kickers and punters and stuff getting hit. I can't remember who it was. Let me see if I can find the picture here.
Who was? Was it in that All-Star game when Sean Taylor blew up?
No, not that one. That guy that dude got just blown up. This is from Brian Barker, it looks like.
Barker's son?
No, this is a, let me see if I can save this here for you guys. This was during a Washington-Dallas game. It looks like back in 2002. And he had if I remember correctly, he had one of those low face masks, so a lot of his face was exposed. And so as he was running down the field, I think he collided with somebody's knee.
Ooh.
And that was the result.
Oh
God!
Right?
He looks like one of the pigs from that's in the crowd.
No, dude, he looks like The Hills Have Eyes.